Hi everyone, Sassy Traveler here. This video highlights our visit to the Kualoa Ranch on Oahu's North Shore, where many movies and TV shows have been filmed. Fun place to visit. Also some great views from the top. We also returned to Pearl Harbor, Polynesian Cultural Center, and the Waikiki beach, where we stayed at the gorgeous and very comfortable Royal Hawaiian. So come along for the ride. Hope you enjoy. Welcome to the Polynesian Cultural Center, home to the Pacific Islands. To get between the various lands at the Polynesian Cultural Center, you can either walk or, even better, take one of these leisurely boat rides. Many fans of Elvis will recognize these from the movie Paradise Hawaiian style, when they had a big scene where everyone was on the river and they were celebrating, and I believe there was a wedding, and so they do a lot of weddings on this waterway as well. Unfortunately, the parades that you see in that movie were closed due to COVID at the time. The people who do the shows here and do the demonstrations are mainly college students. They're very talented, and they've done a very good job with this place that gives you a feel of old Hawaii, which, you know, if you're in Waikiki these days, you're not going to get. It's very modern, but this gives you a much better view of what it may have been like many, many eons ago.
Sort of.
Family, welcome to the Polynesian Cultural Center today, and aloha!
Aloha!
My name is Kualoa. I'm from Utah, and I will be your tour guide today. Before we get going, we do have some safety procedures to go over. As you can see up ahead, we have some low-hanging bridges. How many men left there today? But some of the activities you can go to in Samoa today, they have a fire knife test. They demonstrate how they start fire from 2 pieces of wood. And they also demonstrate how they climb the coconut tree. Just for your information, family, every village has activities and a show. If you were to go to all the activities in the show, it would take about an hour for each island. So there's 6 islands, so you don't have time for everything today. But so you have to kind of prioritize which one to do the most. I'll try to give you an idea of what each one has, so you can make that decision. Samoa is definitely one of the most visited islands in the center. Alright, next up, family, on our right we have the island of Aotearoa. Anyone heard of Aotearoa before? No? What about New Zealand? It's the same place. Aotearoa is actually just a native name, and it means land of. When you come to Tonga today, you can take these canoes right here. Call them our outrigger canoes.
This boat that passes us by in a second, for some reason there was a crew on there from the TV show Yellowstone. We thought that was kind of interesting.
About 50 feet in length, and go 30 to 40 miles an hour, even up to 70. It's going down the water. But it's constructed from one piece of wood similar to the California Red.
And as usual, Greg finds toys to play with.
Did you get it?
No, I got the thing. I didn't get you.
Alright, whenever you guys are ready.
Go, Dad.
This was one of the many shows that we watched during the day. Very interesting music and dancing, and very South Pacific. And of course, no trip to Hawaii is complete without the ukulele. I figured Greg would be all over this, but he did it a little bit away from the action. Also on the North Shore, we visited the Kualoa Ranch, which you may recognize from many movies and TV shows.
One little lone tree out there by itself. That's actually a breadfruit tree. We call this ulu. More bananas, coconut palms here. The ground cover down there is Hawaiian sweet potato. It's kind of a, if you're on the left-hand side of the bus, don't worry, I'm going to turn right in a second, but I want to talk a little bit about the valley before we make that turn. If you look at the back of the valley, there's a mountain there. That was the smoldering volcano in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. The active volcano is the larger one to the right. That was the one that destroyed the island in the movie. The one in the back, though, is called Pu'u o Hule Hule. It means two waves crashing together. If you look at, when at the beach, one wave comes in and has to go back out, it'll hit another wave and they'll splash up together like that. If you look at the sides of the valley, it looks like one wave coming in, one wave going out, and they create that mountain. So in Hawaii, we're not pretentious. We don't name stuff by some scientific geologic name. It's just what you see is what you get. Like Diamond Head. Hey, look like one diamond ring. We call them Diamond Head. Everybody in the world calls it Diamond Head, right? Same thing with this over here.
One interesting thing about Kualoa Ranch, other than its filmmaking history, is that it was also a strategic point on the island during World War II. They could watch for any planes or watercrafts from these bunkers that are located high up on the hill, and you can see for many miles out into the ocean.
They had a clear kill zone all the way to the water from up here. On the left-hand side, another access to the communication bunker complex. Actually came out of retirement. And then in the movie Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, starring my twin brother, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. This is a real painful part of my life. When we were in the womb, he hogged all the food. That's why he looked so good, me not so good. But I resented him all my life until one day I was looking in the mirror, I had a revelation. I thought, the ancient Ali, the chieftains, when they lived here, they would bring their young sons to this valley, and as well as the one next to us over here. They would train them up as leaders, future leaders. They would train them in the kapu system of Hawaiian law.
Of course, you always have to get the requisite view of the ocean through the palm trees. This is also from Kualoa Ranch. We arrived at Pearl Harbor just in time for this very somber moment. It was really quite beautiful. We try to visit as many World War II sites as we can, but the Arizona Memorial is one of the most important of them all. To stand there early in the morning on that memorial and look up at the sky and just imagine what it must have been like that day, it's so surreal. Goes right, there's some oil. It goes lengthwise under here. There's Fort Island. And of course, any fan of Hawaii Five-0, either version, will recognize this site. Five-0 headquarters? It's not really. I think it's their Supreme Court. Lots of more palm trees. These beautiful trees were imported during World War II. I think they're mimosas. It looks like a mimosa. Anyway, they were imported to hide airplanes on the island. And there's the only palace on U.S. soil. Leone Palace, I think that's how it's pronounced. Back in 1985, on our first trip to Hawaii, we had gone through the Royal Hawaiian. We were just kids, and we dreamed of staying here. So this time we made it happen. Beautiful sky this morning. Going to Pearl Harbor at 5:49 a.m. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Show them the home of the 2000.
Here's the hat shop. Yeah, we wanted hats. Homemade hats, beautiful hats. $600.
I saw one for $1,500.
That's ridiculous. This is the Coconut Grove. It's very famous. This is where they do yoga in the morning, which I haven't partaken in yet. And then you walk. And we're walking. You can hear the winds every morning. There's these trade winds going on up in the trees. Just gorgeous. Here's the spa. spa. Yummy. Oh. One of my favorite books and movies is From Here to Eternity, about the time around Pearl Harbor. And this hotel is referenced in both the book and the movie. It was even fabulous back then. It's got a great history, and it's been on the island it was one of the first hotels in that area of Waikiki after they moved the beach out. It was swamp at one point in time. It belonged to the king. It was the king's land. And they built the beach, and then this was one of the first hotels, I believe, in the early 20s. It was built. The Ala Moana, which is 2 hotels down, may have been the first one, now that I think about it. But it's been there a while. One thing that is a must-do in Hawaii is to watch the sunset on Waikiki Beach. There is so much going on, party boats and people laughing and having a great time. It reminds me a bit of sunset on Mallory Square in Key West. But the sunset, that's the star of the show.
It's a party boat. Yep.
Where they were having to go from deck to deck.
Mm-hmm.
What did you get from Royal Hawaiian?
A little makeup bag.
And finally, the sun set, and it was gorgeous. This is the back of the Royal Hawaiian. This is what they call the ocean lawn. And if you ever watch the Brady Bunch, which I still do, this is where they did the girls were doing the hula on this AstroTurf. And so then it was time to go home. Boo. Until next time. The takeoff And the landing, if you're landing at the right time in Oahu, is just beautiful. We came in at night, so we didn't get to see the landing, but we took off, and at first I saw the clouds, and I was like, yeah, we're not going to see anything. But then just as we got over Diamond Head, it opened up, and we got just the perfect takeoff shot. And there she is, right there. And this I used as a still shot as well. You just don't get this shot every time.